Probably my fondest memory of being with Grandpa was on one of these trips that Alex was talking about when I was about 8 years old. Grandpa was a big fisherman back in his earlier days, but he wanted to take me deep sea fishing because he knew I had an interest in fishing also.
That story.
Well, he took me out and he said, we got out about 5 o'clock in the morning. He told me it was going to be cool, so I wore a nice heavy sweatshirt, jeans, and a hat, and he wore the same. So we got out on the water, and the waves were fairly big.
12-foot waves.
12-foot swells, I guess.
Yeah.
And our first encounter was when the captain said lines up. We figured he'd wait till we got all of our lines up and everybody was inside before he'd take off through these waves. Well, we looked around and there was nobody around us and our lines were still in the water and we figured he'd wait. Well, he didn't wait. He went cutting right through these waves, splashed water on us, and we were freezing the rest of the time.
A 12-foot wave came up over us and drowned us.
Now here's us wearing this heavy sweatshirt and these jeans and we're swamped. So then we decided to go inside. Now we're rolling along these big swells, up and down and up and down. And we go inside the cabin for lunch. And everybody started eating their lunch. And it was kind of like a chain reaction. Everybody kind of started giving their lunch back. But I was fine.
It's the only guy that didn't vomit.
Grandpa was actually fine too. We went out and we cast our lines. And Grandpa said, I don't feel so good. And the other side of the ship at that time was known as sick bay. So Grandpa said, I'm going to sick bay. And he spent some time there. But it was funny because I didn't really get sick. And I have since.
That was kind of fun.
Didn't catch a one.
That cured me of deep sea fishing. That's all. No more.
Aren't you going to tell us which are 3 overrated things?
Probably more importantly, though, in my life, Grandpa's touched my life a little bit more significantly in that I work for a company that he started and my dad's taken over, and it's really something when you're in the store and you think about situations where what would Grandpa have done? And sometimes you just look around at all the inventory of the carpet store and you think you're really fortunate enough to be related to someone who was able to open a store when times weren't so good and nurture the store along and nurture the business along and sell it to my dad, who was able to grow the business. And fortunately, because you were able to start a business, I have a job.
We're all very happy for that.
Well,